Yeah, it's a good question. It has a lot of perspectives. First of all, of course, there's a safety perspective. If you see it from that perspective, I think resilience should be at a very short term. It should be able to guarantee safety at a every time, actually guaranteed at all times. If you look at other perspectives, for example, the financial perspective, then of course that's different. If what we saw with the COVID crisis was that there was a huge liquidity gap for the ANSPs inside Europe. And ultimately, as we saw in this workshop, a lot of ANSPs had to either borrow money or either get some subsidies or get loans from the states, which ultimately also are responsibility of the state, because under the ICAO regulations, the safe provision of air traffic management is a state responsibility. I think it is, yes. Simply because now we had the Ukraine crisis, which is still going on. We had the COVID crisis. We do not know what the future will bring. Maybe it comes back, maybe it won't. But we have to learn from both aspects, I think. From the COVID crisis, it's more a financial point of view in terms of learning. For the Ukraine crisis, it's also like a short-term emergency management on how to deal with air traffic in the entirety of Europe, and because there were also you also do not have to forget the fact that then of course our military colleagues also come into play, and they also have their needs with the airspace, which unfortunately the amount of airspace is limited. I think for FABEC, it's always about coordination and exchanging best practices. I think FABEC could be an enabler in order to facilitate and maybe even enhance discussions on how to find the right solutions.